Okay, it's time for your weekly trip to the movies, and we're going to go behind the scenes. One of my favorite movies so far this year is called Emily the Criminal.
In the next hour, you will make 200 cash, but you will have to do something illegal. You won't be in danger, but you will be breaking the law.
Yo, you gonna pay for that?
Sorry?
I said, are you gonna pay for that?
My God. Sorry, man.
Tomorrow, you have the option to do another job, okay?
What do I have to do? You make that much selling TVs.
Boy, it's a great moment in the film. Welcome producer Tyler Davidson and writer-director John Patton Ford, The New Day Cleveland. Emily the Criminal stars Aubrey Plaza, and of course we got some other key players here. And watching this film, we were talking a moment ago how it's not really a conventional kind of film. You're the writer and the director.
That's right.
So you never had any arguments with the writer. That happens a lot with the author, doesn't
Plenty
it?
of arguments with the writer, man. Let me tell you, nothing but arguments with that guy.
Because that's sort of a strange relationship. You know, the author always goes like, well, you can't take this out. You got to put this in, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it does make it easier, you know? Like when you're the one who came up with the idea, it becomes much more like sleek and direct, and that helped us out for sure.
Tyler, we had a chance to meet you a couple years ago.
Yeah.
For your film in Chagrin Falls, you shot.
Yeah,
You're from Chagrin Falls.
I'm a Chagrin Falls native and a current resident.
Yeah.
So I'm from the area. I've made a number of films in the Cleveland area. This one was shot in Los Angeles last summer, but there's no place like home. I'm trying to get back for one soon. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's out there. He's scrounging around looking for great projects, and you found this project. What did you like about this project? How did we get this thing going?
Yeah, well, I got the script, I think it was the end of 2018, and read it right away. Thought it was a terrific read, really entertaining, thrilling. What you see on screen or what you will see was on the page, and I just also responded to the social relevance of it. I thought there was a relatability factor. It was going to give audiences something to talk about, so I dove in.
Hey, John, you go to a movie, usually there's a person you can define as the hero. Mm-hmm. I don't think you can do that in this movie, can you?
I guess it depends on who you are.
It's a perspective thing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for me, I definitely identify with the central character. That's Emily, played by Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah.
She does a lot of stuff that's ethically...
Parks and Recreation.
Parks and Recreation, that's what you probably know her from, yeah. Although this is a really different experience from Parks and Rec.
Yeah, and this is a story. I mean, this is a story that almost interacts with everybody's life today. I mean, you start watching this film and you go like, wow, is this how it works?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope people see a lot of their own issues in this movie in a weird way, whether it's like debt or cost of living or whatever it is. I mean, it addresses a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, there's a moment in the film. I've seen the film twice. That's how much I liked it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There's a moment in the beginning where she's worried about her money. She's got to get her money together, and the reason she has a money problem is student debt.
Student debt.
Yeah.
Who doesn't? You know, if you're 30, certainly 30 or under, who doesn't have student debt? Yeah.
This didn't drive your pen, did it? You didn't have student debt. You were trying to eliminate.
I sure did. Yeah. No, let me tell you, I had massive student debt for a long time, and I think the experience of having debt and being in an environment where it was tough to get a job and the cost of living was so high, that definitely inspired the movie in a pretty direct way.
You know, people go to the movies a lot and they love the movie, but the hardest thing in the world about a movie, I think, is ending the movie. Having a definitive end to the movie. And this movie has such a great ending. Is that what you discovered in the beginning?
That was my favorite part of the script.
Yeah.
The ending is so sort of definitive and unapologetic. It just really takes a stand and catches people off guard, and I love that about it. I can't wait for people to see it.
And this movie also has sort of it has a learning quality to it too. I mean, you learn about something that you didn't know about that affects a lot of us every day of our lives in a way, right?
Sure, which is credit card fraud. That's something that we all have like touched in some way. Usually, like most of us have been the target of fraud at some point, but rarely do we ever think about who committed it. Who is that person? They would have had to go out of their way and take pretty substantial risks in order to do what they did.
Yeah.
So I just got curious, like who's this person? You know, what are they doing and what's their story and why did they do this? The movie kind of investigates a lot of those questions.
Yeah, you know, every time something like that happens to a person, you get your credit card, stolen or something like that, you want to go out there and cut the person's hands off.
Sure.
You know, you go back to the old days kind of thing.
Yeah.
But this sort of puts perspective on all of it.
I mean, there's some people who may want to cut our hands off.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, you find yourself empathizing with someone who you might not otherwise empathize with, which is, to me, that's one of the joys of making a movie in general, is that process.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people out there right now saying, well, why doesn't he ask him this? Why didn't he ask him that? Well, folks, you're going to have a chance to ask them those same questions or new questions, your question, where and when.
Well, tonight we have a screening at the Cedar Lee Theater in Cleveland Heights. I'll be doing a Q&A. I'll be doing a Q&A also at Chagrin Cinemas tomorrow, and then at Valley View Cinemark on Saturday. But the movie opens nationwide in all of those theaters tomorrow, and some others in the Cleveland area. John's going to be heading back to LA and doing Q&As there, but we can't wait to share it with everyone.
So how do you feel about the people reaction of the audiences?
It's been pretty positive so far.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, one of the fascinating things is going around the country with the movie and watching different audiences in different places react. You know, like people react one way in Minnesota and then another way in San Francisco.
How about that?
That's been like this education unto itself, but they've all been pretty positive, so we're grateful for that.
I saw them on national TV yesterday, and they all wanted to give away part of the plot, part of the story, because they're all so excited about it. So
Right.
this is one of those movies, folks. You can get excited about this movie. It's not going to be like any other movie you've seen in a while. So Cedar Lee tonight. The next night is
I'll be at the Chagrin Cinemas tomorrow,
and
and
you'll
then
be-
Valley View on Saturday.
okay, Emily the Criminal. There you go, folks.